Hello, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 with another quick tutorial video on black ice, and this is specifically on black ice. Sometimes, you just presume that people understand what's going on, and not that they're dumb or anything, but they just may have not been around enough and heard enough information to understand what's going on. So someone was commenting about 7 or 8 brigade divisions and, making some point. And he brought up to me, you ought to read up about triangular divisions. You shouldn't just have, you need to have more than one brigade in a division. Okay. Yes, I know about binary divisions, trinary divisions, and binary divisions, triangle divisions, and square divisions. And we'll cover a little of that just real quickly here. But, all right, the way black ice is designed to work, and I'm specifically looking at here, this is an infantry regiment. Notice it says 9,000 people, basically 9,000. That isn't the size of an infantry regiment as a combat formation. That is getting to the size of a division. Right. So black ice is designed to have one main brigade, because this is sort of, in a way, to some degree, it depends on some of the labeling here, but sort of one main brigade. So it's designed to normally have, say, an armored brigade with a mechanized battalion here. And so now we're getting to, for this here, we're getting to this roughly 9,000 division type style without any supporting elements here, where if we did this, we're now talking something more of a super division, which is fine. It's taking up a lot of people. This is for 2 main, where this is really more designed to go with that as a mechanized to lead it up, and then put like an armored battalion as supporting elements. Again, we're going to have something near a more reasonable size. Now, that is how black ice is meant to be done. They got rid of the idea of needing to put in 3 infantry regiments here to create your triangular division. Now, you're gonna, but Gamer, at this time period, 36 to 45, the U.S. starts out with square divisions, 4 brigades in the division, and then later converts over to a triangular division before they enter into the war. Italy starts out with a triangular division, and Mussolini wants to double the size, or so, not quite double the size, but increase the size of his sort of main maneuver army. So he removes 1 brigade from basically all the divisions and tries to, and then takes 2 of those brigades and put them together in a new division, and tries to equip them all with equal amounts of appropriate supporting, same amount of artillery in each division, So it does increase the size of the army. It isn't just simply cutting down divisions and making them smaller than saying your army's bigger. The actual production of equipment never reaches the goal, but in theory, or in an attempt in practice, they're trying to create an actual increase in the actual size of the combat arms of the army, but trying to make the divisions smaller. Experience shows that for Italy, at least, that the binary 2 brigade divisions is too weak, and they sort of add back in a sort of weak 3rd brigade. It's something of a sort of battalion. I'm not exactly sure. Some elements of it is a sort of a fascist battalion, some divisions to help the loyalty kind of thing. So they sort of go back to a triangular division. Now, how this is handled, and I'm not saying it's handled well or wrong, but from country to country, this is how it is handled here. Is right now this is 2/3 here of a possible infantry strength increases, which we'll deal with. As we can see, infantry, sea infantry, infantry battalion, Anzac light. So it varies from that will increase or decrease your infantry strengths, or well, this is for increased strengths, or increase armor or whatnot. So these can be different for different nations. I guess having all three would be equal to sort of a square division. Having just one of these three would be sort of not, and this isn't exacting obviously, but more equal to your binary division. And you can come over here if you go, way, I've got not enough manpower. Here's manpower, of course. I don't have enough manpower, but I've got big fronts. I'm the Soviet Union, and I've got to hold this, and I don't know exactly what it is in the Soviet Union. If you want to go check it, it should generally be smaller. You can come over here and research this, which is really quick to research a few that are a bit harder. This will decrease the strength, and we can see here that, for infantry, max strength -30. Needed officers -20. And whatnot. So, and will increase sort of morale, where this reduces morale. It's, we can go into some of the more sub elements of it, whether it's appropriate or not. That's another question. But so you can increase or decrease your strengths. So that is how Black Ice is meant to be played and is meant to be handled. So there absolutely were. I'm thinking of mid-late war in Germany. You have Panzerlehr and the Großdeutschland division that basically becomes, because there are actually few sort of Großdeutschland type divisions that are sort of built into a supercorps. This is back when it's called an infantry division, and this has a super brigade here. That should be, it's pretty big, and it's because it's a specialty unit here. But it has a chance as time goes bigger. So there definitely were the idea of that happening in the war. Let's just quickly come down here and throw on at least theoretical. Well, let's go with self-propelled artillery. We'll do armored cars. We'll do a headquarters, and I've come to the conclusion, though I'm not going to change everything. These different transport units take way too high of combat losses. And they are a very good idea, but I think it should just be reflected in the actual brigades here. And the poster, I was also saying, most division didn't have an engineering brigade. Well, they didn't, but the standard American infantry division had an engineering battalion, and the standard German, and there's different Wellas, but we'll call the standard German infantry division in 1941, had a pioneer or engineer, however you want to call it. I've seen it labeled as both, battalion on its order of battle. So it very much had, and the standard German infantry divisions had anti-tank artillery, anti-tank guns as part of it. Now, anti-aircraft, that's often getting down to more of a company instead of a battalion kind of thing, as just sort of an attached to some other artillery aspects. So Yeah, not most had what would be a sort of battalion's worth of AA, but they would definitely have that. So now this is with the 7 brigade style. This is something of what we're looking at, and here we go. This is as a super division here with 18,000 plus men, down to what is actually more realistic to the time period and effective. We're at about 13,000, and that's getting close to what a German division, and they varied effective, but a bit more realistic. So that is what it's meant to be played. And so here you in essence sort of have a triangle division in 2 armor and 1 mechanized infantry kind of thing. But yeah, so whether for an infantry or an armor type thing, that is how Black Ice is meant to be played. It is not, well, I mean, you can, but you'll be playing it wrong. So here is what I sort of think roughly is a typical infantry division. You got your infantry here. This should be 9,000 men. It's just been whacked. You got your artillery, you got your anti-tank, got reconnaissance, got engineers, got transport, and you got your HQ. That's what it's basically designed to be for a typical division. So just keep that in mind. Do not try to put 3 infantry regiments, if you will, in here. Just because they're called infantry regiments, that's really 1 regiment there equals 3. So just a short tutorial if you're new here and didn't know these things. And you can say Black Ice is wrong to do it this way, that's fine. But I'm just saying how Black Ice does its thing and how it's meant to be done. Thank you very much. And again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, post questions below. Maybe I'll make another video on them. Share this out with a friend. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.